Hi, it's James Rosowsky from Built Prefab here in Kelowna, British Columbia. The purpose of this video today is to tour one of our models from Built World 2020, the Coast. It's a 2,464 square foot modular prefab home. We're going to do a full-on 3D tour, but just first a note about us. Built Prefab is a designer and manufacturer of premium prefab modular homes, and we're a full-service company focusing on premium single-family and multifamily buildings. We try to design and build homes that are high-quality, sustainable, healthy, and durable. So we won't go too far in here, but just so you know, we've got a design catalog for 2020 that's been revised, and there's actually a picture of the coast right there. So we recommend you download this and take a look at the various models, but of course there's some general information here about every unit. And if you're really interested, we've got full product catalogs for these models. Like this one, the Coast brochure is in fact 30 pages long, so you can get a lot of information by getting in touch with us and taking a look at that. And then finally, we've got our 2020 buyer's guide. So this will explain the process about designing a home, which I'm going to explain in this video, as well as purchasing and timelines and all the rest of that kind of information. So we're not going to stay too long in the PDFs because we're going to the 3D world here, and just give it a second to render. So that'll happen in this video once in a while. It just takes a second to catch up. So we're looking here at Built World 2020, which is our little world that shows basically 9 different houses and a 10th variation. And this world was just created so that we could do this kind of tour, take you through the houses, and you could have some decent perspective about what they look like and what you might be getting when you buy one. And just as an aside, any design you're going to do with Built Prefab is going to be done in 3D like this. So we're going to do full-on walkthroughs and check the views in each of the rooms and exterior. We'll apply the materials. All the things you're going to see in this video are what we would do for you. So when you order your home, you're very, everyone knows exactly what's going to happen. So I'm going to just move over to the view of the coast here. And this is sort of out the front. And we'll just do a quick spin around, but we'll take a look at the floor plan because that'll give us a much better idea of the house we're looking at. So yeah, it's just around the back. Obviously, we got to have a covered entry and add a couple bedrooms. There you go. So, in fact, let's just flip over here to the floor plan. So here's what we see is entryway. There's a half bath, closet, pantry. This is a bench with hooks, and then you come in, very large kitchen, large dining room, large living room, and then laundry, some mechanical in there, bathroom, bedroom, 2 other bedrooms, this would be the master, walk-in closet, and then a huge master bath, and then of course like an entertainment room. So in essence, this could even become another bedroom if that was something you wanted, or you could have it, I guess, a flex bedroom. But the bottom line is it's fully functional, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath with a den and a lot of space. And of course we saw the view out the front, and there's glass all the way across. So I think those, we'll measure them, but I'm pretty sure they're 12-foot sliding doors on each of the ends of the mods. And we can do a real quick cutaway, which is a cool view that lets you see the house a little bit, with no half the building here. So there's that entry bench, entry door. We're showing a 4-foot wide full light door. There's the closet, pantry, half bath, and we'll look at the details of the bathrooms and stuff and the kitchen more in a different view later. So there you go, big kitchen. Seating for 8 at the dining room. We've got our living room with a nice fireplace, and we'll look closer at that real shortly when we walk through the unit. And this hallway takes you to laundry, bathroom, straight into this bedroom. Slip into the TV room here, or entertainment, whatever you want to call it. And then, of course, there's that last bedroom. And then if we, there's a door here that would get you into this area, which takes you to the master bedroom, walk-in closet, and then this huge master bath. And we'll take a closer look at all of those things later on in the video. So just to go back to the beginning view, in fact, what we're going to do is just flip around to the entry of the house, and we're going to walk right through it in 3D. And like we said, if you were going to do a design with us, this is kind of the work we would do, and we would probably even put more detail into it than some of what we're showing here. But we wanted to get Built World put together, so here it is. And you'll just see us piercing through walls and things, but that's just the nature of this software. So in your entryway, it's fairly large. You're coming in right here. You can kind of see the entry bench being cut off, but you see down the hall, this is the entry to the half bath, and then you've got your closet right there. And obviously, it gives you a lot of room to move around. There'll be good amount of storage, and then we can pierce through there. But we'll take a better look at this half bath in another view. And so as we move along, we're showing a pocket door that goes into a pantry right there, and then you would end up in this open area, which houses the kitchen, dining, and living room. And it's great. Obviously, two huge doors, and then that wall there. And obviously, there could be something on this wall like millwork or art or what you name it. In fact, we've kind of shown a tight living room, but it could be quite a bit larger. You move your furniture around, so we have those dimensions in the design catalog, and you can see those when you take a look. So here we are in the living room, and this is sort of what you would see is this huge kitchen, dining room, and then all the way back. But it's a great space, a lot of area, and very open. Of course, lots of glass, so there's nothing obstructing your views. And that's the what we're looking at with the coast. So we're going to save this door for later, and instead of going in there, we're going to head into this hallway where so if you'd be sitting here, you can see this is a barn door that leads to the entertainment room. But before we get there, we'll just take a quick peek at some of the other rooms that are on the way. So it's a little tight, but we're going to have better views of this later on in the video anyway. But I just this is a way to get through the room. So this door here leads to laundry. I think this is the bath, and then this door is going to be your bedroom. So there's your laundry. And then we've got a double vanity in the bath. We'll take a way better look at all of this stuff in a later spot. And then finally in here is that bedroom that is off the front. So I think, like we said in some of the other videos, we show this IKEA melon bed in all of the units. And it's not that we want you to buy a melon bed, but if you live in North America, it's hard to have ever not seen one of these, and I think it gives you some idea of the size of the room. So this is a queen melon bed with the ends on it, and there's still tons of room. You could easily do a king in this bedroom. And so of course, if we go to the right around this corner, we'd be moving to that last bedroom there. Or second, third, I don't know what number you want to make it, but it's got a closet built right into the wall, and it sort of steps down, giving you that room through the entry, and then we're going into this room, and just so you know, we've got fairly 36-inch door there. That's fairly big. Let's see what we did on the rest of these. So 32-inch doors going into all the bedrooms. And jump on in here, and what you're looking at this stage, and sorry for this thing cutting off, but that's just how it is. This is sort of your entertainment area, and obviously it could be used for a variety of different functions if you did the mountain tour, we have a really similar room in there, and we're showing it with a great big closet right on this wall, which could be also done in this room. We could just modify this to suit you a bit better, and so showing a barn door, and we just jump on through back in. So that's the main areas of the house, and then of course we're kind of saving the best for last, which is this bedroom area. So walking in gives you a view straight into the walk-in closet. There's a pocket door here that takes us into the master bedroom, and it's showing us the lighting that we use. We'll talk about that in a bit, and a great view, nice sliding door to the outside. I mean, that'd be a very sweet setup for a bedroom. Of course, we're going to flip back through here and head into the master bath, and there you have that floor standing tub, freestanding tub filler, and we've got ourselves a closet, double vanity. There's the toilets right here, and then of course a shower, showing that Cusco Bedford ceiling lamp, and the Vega, which is here, and we'll talk more about those when we get to lighting. So in essence, that's the entire home, and what we'll do now is just talk about some of the options and features that are available when we when we do a design for a home like this. And so in essence, what we would be doing is following the framework that's set out in our design catalog. Well, actually, here, give me 1 second. Sorry, we would follow that the framework that's set out in our buyer's guide, and I'm just going to show you here. So essentially the process works like this. We choose your floor plan when we're doing a design. You tell us what is going to best suit your needs. We look at your lot and then figure out the floor plan that's best suited for that, and then of course we would modify it to meet your needs, like by moving the walls as we could, or changing the rooms around and that kind of thing. And then from there we're going to deal with energy performance, kitchens, baths, closets, millwork, laundry, windows and doors, lighting, exteriors, etc. So let's just take you through some of that right now in this video. So the next stage after you've chosen your floor plan is to start talking about your energy performance. And if you watched any of the other videos, you could just skip this or take a listen. But all the units for Built World 2020 are designed essentially with what's close to an 8-inch wall, and this is the detail. So you're looking at a drywall, air barrier, 2x6 framing, exterior wall sheathing, plywood of course, and then we're looking at Roxol that's around R28. On the exterior of that, then we start to look at this building wrap, and then we've got a rain screen system on all the units. So this is a great detail because it exceeds most and every building code requirement as far as energy efficiency is concerned. And that of course with the mechanical system, the roof detail, and the rest of the building envelope. But if you're really concerned with performance, we have this alternative detail where we're talking about going through insulation, air barrier, 2x6 wall framing, plywood sheathing, and then 2 inches of rigid foam. And with that, we talk about you've got your rain screen. So like you're up over R40 with something like this, and it gives you substantially more performance. But the reason why we deal with it early in the design is because it can affect the configuration of the home, and this extra 2 inches sort of has to be accommodated for in the design. It comes in as opposed to out, since we're dealing with units that are going to be shipped down a highway. So once we know what you're hoping to achieve as far as energy performance is concerned, then we start to move on to the next stage, which would be detailing the major components of the house, being kitchens, baths, closets, etc. So there you go. And we talk way more about this obviously when we get to the design process. But if we back up a bit. Now we're going to head over to kitchens, and I'll just show you a couple kitchens. We have quite a few here that we designed for Built World 2020, and like if you read our materials, it says these are representations for the purpose of pricing and discussion. If you like them the way they are, we can most certainly build them this way. But if you have particular requirements, we would incorporate that into the design process. Like, maybe you want open shelving, maybe you want full height cabinets. It's really up to you about what you want, but we have the ability to easily modify this. Of course, it all comes down to your priority and your budget, and we would work through that. So this is the kitchen that's being shown in the model we went through, and it's the biggest kitchen we did, like, as a standard. And just to show you, I can just do a measure here. Basically looking at a almost 17 foot long by 10 feet that way, and then the island's 9.5 feet, so by probably 4, I'm guessing that we left it at. 4. So it's a big kitchen. Obviously seats a lot of people. It's showing Frigidaire Professional Appliances, a full fridge and a full freezer, 36-inch cooktop, which could be in gas, electric, or induction. And then we got a wall oven, and then a matching microwave, which is a pull-down unit that comes from Frigidaire Professional. Again, there's your dishwasher in the island, and we're showing the Blanco Quattro sink as well as Aquabrass faucet. So that's sort of like our standards across all the units. And just so you know, we have another kitchen which is just very similar but smaller. So now we're just dealing with a 36-inch fridge and a 30-inch cooktop. Still did the wall oven and the microwave, but you get the picture that this is quite malleable, and we're able to make modifications that really suit your family and your uses for the unit. That all happens in the design process. So we work through that in the kitchens. We would be detailing the millwork and your pulls and all of that, and then we would move on to bathrooms. And so we'll just talk about the bathrooms that are in this unit. So it's big enough where actually that's not the one I want. It's big enough for working with dual vanities, but here's the half bath. So Caroma dual flush toilet, 19-inch square sink. You've got your Vega light, and it's fairly straightforward, but it would match the rest of your bathrooms. And then the second bathroom that's next to those bedrooms could be done either of these two ways, which we're showing. I don't even remember what we showed, but we've got the tub, this configuration with a shower and dual vanity. That's one option. And then, of course, the other one that we put together is essentially identical, except it's got a shower instead of a tub. And we would work through what you were looking for in your design. And, of course, using our options, we'd be able to show it with the tile that you choose and even the millwork color. So we'd really have an accurate representation of what you're going to be building. And then, of course, here's that master bath, which we showed you. And in the model, you would kind of walk in through here, and you've got your same double vanity, that shower, and somewhere for the toilet. There's this closet here with bifold doors on it. So that's sort of, the general configuration for this bath, and we could probably modify this to some degree depending on some of your requests. So we'd really have to just work through it. And by this stage, we've done your floor plan, energy performance, kitchens, baths, and then the next stage is to move on to closets and millwork. So here's what we're showing as our standard type of detail for the closets, which is sliding doors, and they're 8 feet tall. They match the rest of the doors in the house with flush pulls. Got a shelf and a rod in each of them, and then you can either go with the standard, and we've got sizes all the way from 5 feet up to 12 feet, and we would work through that to figure out what you like, or you can go with this sort of other option, which is the built-in millwork. And it would just match all the other millwork in your house. Obviously, this is a budget-related discussion, and but it's very cool because it's a really unique feature that could be put in your house. And of course, when the unit arrives, it'll all be in there, and you don't have to do much at all. It's just done. So we talked through that, and then obviously this house has a walk-in closet, and we figure out how you'd want to have that fitted out as well. We've got a few options there. Once we're finished the closets, we would move on to laundry. And I think right now we show this laundry room in the unit, 30-inch sink, Blanco Quadras, and then you've got your aqua brass faucet, and it's about 8 feet across. Let me just take a look. 8.5. So this laundry room is just a simple configuration. Of course, we have ways to modify it a lot like the kitchen, and we're even showing it with quartz and everything, just so it's like matches up with the kitchen. We could go bigger if we have the room, do full height cabinets, those kinds of things. But we talk through it, and of course, if you don't care for like a huge laundry room or a lot, maybe this is like a vacation property, we could talk about some of these other options, which are maybe a laundry center, or stack the other Whirlpool appliances, and then make the unit make the laundry unit smaller. But we would do that if, for instance, you wanted more storage or something different, but that's all part of the design process. And then we're going to go back to the model, because the next thing is windows and doors. So if we just sort of refresh ourselves, we've been through floor plan, energy performance, kitchens, bath, closet, millwork, laundry, and now we'd be doing windows and doors as well. So, every house is going to a different lot, so that's going to create different requirements for your windows and doors. And I guess starting with the doors, like this unit, we're showing a 4-foot wide full light door. Maybe that's not what you want. Maybe you want like a full wood door with a side light. Yeah, well, we have options for that available. Or maybe you want just a 3-foot one light door. You're looking to save a couple dollars. That's definitely an option. And if we flip around to the front side, on the doors, like we're showing sliding doors on all of these, and I mean, there are ways to make these doors bigger, and there are ways to make them, not as big. Like, for instance, maybe you just want glass in the bed. You don't need the sliding door. Well, we can do that, and it's a lot of it is aesthetic and budget related. So we would just work through that in your design, and then of course in the window situation, we show a little window here by the dining room. Of course, we could center it if that was a priority for you, and then as well, in these rooms, like we're showing the same thing. This is a 3-foot wide by 8-foot tall window with the bottom opener, but we could sure do something like a great big, even up to 8 or 10 foot by 5-foot tall window instead of this style. So we would really want to focus on your lot and your views, and then identify how the window placement should be done. Same with this one, like could have a big window here as opposed to this 3-foot by 8-foot door or window. But it's really a matter of your preference and requirements. And then this is a great house to go on to the next stage. So after we've done your windows and doors and really sort of fitted them out to figure out how they would all fit, then we're going to move on to lighting. And so the first part of the lighting is, of course, you're just general ceiling lights, and we're showing these 6-inch dowels, recessed lights throughout the unit, and we have some basic lighting plans that we've put together, as you can see in these models. But if you have other requirements, then we'll work through those and add them in and discuss budget and sort of some of the functionality around it. From there, we'd start to talk about these pendants, and in all the models we're showing this Cusco shoot linear pendant over the kitchen. In the in the dining room, we've got these Cusco tube pendants. And then we also have a flare pendant available as well. So we sort of cover all the bases with those pendants. And then, in the bath, as a standard, I'll just take you to a bathroom. We're showing this Cusco Vega, and that's in all the bathrooms. As well as there's always a ceiling light, which isn't shown in this view. I could take you into one of the units. So say if we're in here, this light here is called the Cusco Bedford, and you'll find that in the bathrooms. And then finally, every unit's shown with a couple of fans, and it's just the axis. And you would find that in the model guide for this unit. And then the last thing, I guess I could have talked about it earlier, but you've got your fireplace option, and right here we're showing a gas fireplace from Regency with glass around the sides, and you can mount a TV right up there. We have a second option, which is a wood-burning stove, and I'll just take you into another unit so you can get an idea of what that might look like. And here's the forest, and we're looking here at a wood-burning fireplace. And so it would come with a little piece of quartz that would sit on and be fully functional wood-burning fireplace. So again, that's something we work through in the design, whether or not you want a fireplace, gas, or wood-burning, up to you. And then once we've completed all those discussions, we would be moving towards the last parts of the design process, which is to detail your exteriors and your facades. So it's a good place to start for this house. I mean, this is showing actually more than one option in the same house, which makes it cool. So we sort of have, first off, this idea of a extruded facade that comes right off of the off the unit. And so I think this is just shooting out at maybe a couple feet, almost as just to enhance the sight line. But then, we are also showing this other facade, which is a cross-laminated timber panel, and that's coming out, another 4 feet or so. Then, we've also brought this roof line out, protruded it, or out maybe, let's see, gotta think, 8 feet. 7. Okay. So, we can do a lot with this, depending on what you want to use it for, to add cover and that kind of thing. Let me just show you. Another option is to just go with a straight flat roof style. And it's, of course, not actually flat. It just looks flat. But, this idea that we're showing in the Holiday where it's flat across the top and we've got a CLT panel there. And why we would do this is maybe, it's a design aesthetic. It's definitely a lot simpler. And then, of course, what we do is we've got a little parapet there, and it slopes to the back, and there are roof drains. So that's another option. And then the third option is kind of shown in this unit called the Spring. And this is like a full-on CLT cold roof. So it's placed on top of the modules, but I mean, you can do a lot of coverage with it. And it's basically just 4 inches thick, but it has a huge amount of structure to it. And we would detail that. Obviously, if you want something like this, you can do a lot of roof cover and different things, but there can be additional site work required to finish something like this and added expense. But, we just have to talk about it a bit and understand, or show you how it would actually work if you wanted something like this. So we would, after we figure out your facade and sort of the roof line, then we would talk about the materials that we would put on the outside of the unit. And, right here we're showing a light gray corrugated metal. Your other option is something like what we're showing on the mountain, which is a dark gray corrugated metal. So just basically the same, but dark gray. The other options are the wood. So we've got our horizontal fir or we could be going with a vertical cedar, which we've stained gray here, and we think it looks really cool. And then, of course, just show you back on the mountain. I sort of punted myself out. We've got an option for architectural panel on the side, which is shown here like maybe a hardy panel, or well, most likely hardy panel, and painted either light or dark gray. So, we can put really any combination of that material on the unit. And if we, if you go through any of the other tours, you can see that we've done accents like that, or bring it down from the window, and again, this kind of thing is very a matter of budget and taste. So there's another one where we're bringing that accent off of the side of the window. Even the cool one that we tried, and we'd love to know what you think. But we did the dark gray cedar all the way across, but it seemed to be too gray, so we threw in one piece of fir. It's a neat, just to give it some accent. Yeah, so I mean, the siding would be sort of selected through this process, and then we would create these detailed drawings for you that show exactly how your house would look. And that way, once we're through this design process, we can get into building your house. So once you sign off on the design in this state, we would complete all your detailed drawings for permit and production, and then we do a production agreement. And once the permitting has been completed, we would put this unit in for production. And I guess looking at a unit like this, like the Coast, like as designed, I'm going to think this is in total a 5 to 6 month project. And that gives you lots of time to think, when this might get done. But in essence, most of it will be completed when it comes to site. Obviously, all your kitchen, millwork, all the stuff in here except for the furniture would show up with the house. We have to bring the units together and complete the roofing, and then add this facade, maybe do some of the posts, obviously your decking and so forth. We'd have to work through that. But I think the bottom line is still the design is actually relatively straightforward, but since it's a bigger unit, you'd be looking at sort of the longer end of the timeline to get it done, being that 5 or 6 month period. And then also, the complexities of your site, remoteness, and then of course, what you do there, like as far as decks could delay the process a bit. But we would, we'd really talk about that and drill down when it would be finished based on your requirements. So yeah, that's a whole tour of the Coast. And of course, we have a bunch of other tours on our YouTube channel, so just take a look. And if you have any questions, feel free to get a hold of us. Our web address is builtprefab.com, and of course our email is info@builtprefab.com. If you ever wanted a tour of any of these homes, or the built world, or whatever, we can do that either, via screen share if you're not close to us, or you could come right down to our office and we'll throw it right up on the big screen, and we can talk through this same process with you and show you some more options and things we could be doing with your design. And then, of course, if you're ready to do a design, it's available right through our website, and we've broken it into 2 stages for 2020. Sort of, you can get this whole conceptual rendering completed with all your details, and then if you're ready to proceed, we can move to production drawings, or you could just take the whole thing at once. So yeah, my name is James Rosowsky from Built Prefab. We'd love to hear from you. If you made it this far through the video, thanks a lot, and have a great day.